Good evening. I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor, and it's currently just a few minutes before 7 o'clock on Saturday, April the 11th. Just want to touch base again, my little 7 o'clock show here. So, what's happening today? I want to do a daily recap of events that affect you and your ability to get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Well, right now the U.S. is overwhelmed with COVID cases. The current count, because we do that every day, is over 522,000 cases so far in the United States. We're currently over 20,000 deaths so far in just 3 months. New York State had 181,000 cases so far, and of that number, just about 8,600 deaths so far. Of that, 6,400 of those are in New York City by itself. A lot of people dying, a lot of people getting sick. New York seems to be peaking at this point in time. We're not certain. The death rate is still climbing. However, the ICU admissions and intubations are dropping ever so slightly. New Jersey State is currently at 58,000 cases right now, almost 2,200 deaths so far, and they're pretty much almost a week behind New York and in their expected peak. And these are a lot of people. These are not just numbers. These are just a lot of people. Okay, there are doctors, there are nurses, there are people that you actually know. There could be coworkers or friends or relatives. Okay, police and firefighters. Okay, these are all primarily middle-class people, and they're primarily middle-class people because those are the ones that are out and about. If you're the upper 1%, yeah, there's still a good chance you can get it, but your chances drop off because you've managed, because of your money and your status, been able to insulate yourself from the rest of the population. It's the middle-class people, the workers, that are in there every day, okay, on the front lines, either in the ERs, in the ICUs, okay, on the streets, visiting other sick people, bringing them into the hospital, okay, still handling whatever little crime there is at this point in time, but just primarily helping out the EMTs. The police and firefighters are still out there doing their thing. Store clerks are out there doing their thing, trying to make certain you still have food on the shelves. And quite happy, they're doing a good job of that. Okay, they go in every day. They don't need to go in every day. They're not getting paid tons of money, but they go in every day. And it doesn't really matter if you're a red hat person and you love almost everything the president does and you believe almost every word he says, or you don't. You're not a red hat person at all, and you almost don't believe anything he says at all. It's really interesting. Okay, you can certainly make your own judgments, and you should. However, when it's noontime on Sunday, on a sunny day, it doesn't really matter how many times I tell you it's midnight and that bright ball up in the sky, that's actually the moon. Eventually, there's going to be a consensus around the truth. And people are going to figure out, oh yeah, this is daytime. That big bright ball, that's really not the moon, that's really the sun. And eventually everybody comes to that agreement. And in this world of 24/7 news, with everyone has a cell phone and there's a camera recording events all over the place, it's easier and easier to find, listen to, and discern for yourself what the truth actually is. Because you get to replay it over and over and over again. No matter what your basic beliefs are in the president, religion, lack of religion, no matter deflection, misdirection, name-calling, blaming, and no matter how loud or how often, okay, I can say something or somebody else can say these things, it doesn't change the basic facts. However, sometimes we often see, especially nowadays, that even the facts don't necessarily change someone's beliefs. And so the world goes. Republican, Democrat, black, white, brown, red, yellow, gay or straight, Jew, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, agnostic. It doesn't matter. Okay? It's okay to be any of those things or all those things. It simply doesn't matter. Everyone has a right to say and do almost anything they want, all the way up to the point where it interferes with somebody else's ability to say and do what they want. That's a real basic premise that seems to be forgotten quite a bit. You can say and do anything you want, up until the point where you interfere with my ability to say and do what I want. There's a line somewhere, and when that line matches, okay, it comes together, my rights stop and your rights start. It's up to that line. I can do everything I want up until that line. You can do everything you want up until that line. And that's the problem. And it's not a new problem. The problem's been around for a while. Okay, throughout the ages, that's just the cause of problems constantly. Every war, every conflict, when one person or group or people feel that they are just so entitled to their opinion, their position, that they try and force that position or opinion or belief on someone else. Now, it's bad when they actually believe their position or belief and they don't want to listen to reason or facts. That's pretty bad. However, it gets really obnoxiously worse when people like that are in a position of power. And you only have to look to history to see what happened. The Romans tried to take over the world. Genghis Khan, the Spanish Inquisition, burning witches, okay, the stake, Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler, all true believers. And they wanted to force those beliefs on everybody else. Well, it only took a matter of time to see what happened to them. Just a matter of time. However, before they came to that point, they made life miserable for anyone who got in their way. For anyone who didn't believe what they believed, they made life miserable. So too in the Capitol. Despite what anyone says, no matter what their position is or their political affiliation, okay, there are some certain undeniable facts. And when you check with the people in the front lines in the ERs and the ICUs, in the funeral homes, in the grocery stores, in the kitchens of any family with any school-aged kid, there's been, the school's been canceled, okay, there just aren't enough tests. People can say whatever they want. There just aren't enough tests. Now, it doesn't matter if you say you're putting out 100,000 tests, 200,000 tests a day, when the population of this country is 327 million people. You're looking at less than 1% basically that you're testing. It doesn't matter if you say you're putting out 100 or 200,000 tests a day when frontline medical workers can't get tested until they're already symptomatic. It's a really big problem, especially for them. They're there trying to save your life every day, and they can't get a test. It doesn't matter what you say when you're a state governor, and still to this day, okay, they're on their own trying to figure out ways to handle a national crisis at the state level. It's like telling President Kennedy way back when that, hey, Governor of Florida, it's your responsibility to handle that Cuban Missile Crisis because they're really closest to you. That's not really my problem. I'll back you up, though. Not a problem. He didn't do that. It doesn't make any sense. Neither does the current situation. And it doesn't matter what every medical professional says when some governor and some religious leaders tell you it's okay to risk everyone else's health and life because you want to have some religious services in person. The truth is it will all come out eventually. It always does. And when it does, history will judge the people that caused and affected the events that we're living through today. And the problem remains today, as it's been throughout the ages, when one person or group of people feels they are just so entitled to their position and their opinion that they try and force that position or opinion on someone else. And you know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It always happens. However, before that time comes, how many more people are going to be unemployed? How many more people are going to be hopelessly overwhelmed because their life's been turned upside down? How many more bankruptcies are going to occur in the coming year? How many more doctors, nurses, EMTs, police, firefighters, store clerks, co-workers, friends, family will become sick and die because of the actions and inactions of someone trying to force their beliefs on someone else? These are the things that have a direct effect on you and your family. Every day, they have a direct effect on you and your family. and you're probably feeling overwhelmed. And you're not going crazy. You are. There's tons of things happening. And things that have happened in the past because of people trying to force their beliefs on you, or you trying to force their beliefs on someone else, those things are absolutely exacerbated to a phenomenal degree with the national pandemic the way it is right now. And it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Things are happening. Okay? It's just not normal that people should be out of work, that the unemployment rate is this high. It could be as high as 20%. Before this is all said and done, the unemployment rate could be close to 20%. Same thing it was in the Great Depression. That's a big number. There's a lot of people out of work. And, it's just not fun. It's not normal when your life has been flipped upside down. And the problem is you have absolutely no control over that. Now, there are some things you can do to try and survive and recover and actually thrive while these things are happening. But for starters, stay with the basics. Okay? The lack of schedule drives everyone absolutely crazy. And chances are your schedule has been disrupted. You need a schedule. It's terribly uncomfortable, totally disorienting for pets, for kids, and for you not to have a daily schedule. You need a daily routine. You need to keep that and put that back into your life. That daily routine is the thing that keeps you centered. Whatever your daily routine is, that kept you centered. You complained about it for years. But that simple daily routine that you had kept you centered. It kept your sanity. Now, a lot of people are out of work. They need money. Congress, the Senate, the President signed it a couple weeks ago almost now. You're going to be getting a stimulus check. I hear about it all the time. IRS has got your information. They're going to mail out checks. They're going to direct deposit checks. Here we are. It's April the 11th. I don't know if anybody's gotten a check yet, but it's supposedly in the works. We'll see. Unemployment. Lots of people are out of work. The economy is affected. There's a major trickle-down effect. When they have the tax breaks and the money is supposed to trickle down, that never seems to happen. However, when they have unemployment like this, when businesses shut down, that happens almost immediately. It's an immediate trickle-down effect. And lots of businesses are shut down, and lots of employees are out of work. Well, the unemployment that's supposed to be there for you, it's a state-run situation, but the numbers are so large that the states can't handle the numbers. You can't physically go there. Online is jammed up constantly, and the phones are constantly jammed up. Now, they've increased the unemployment benefit over top of whatever your state's going to give you. You're going to get an extra $600 a week for the next 4 months. If you're on unemployment, that's great, but you have to be able to get there to apply for it first. That's still a problem for a lot of people. When people lose their jobs, they end up losing their health care benefits, if they had them at all. That's a problem. And while somebody says, well, go out on Cobra. Well, Cobra is terribly expensive. It really is terribly expensive. And if you've got no money, you can't afford Cobra. I've got a link to the government site for some ideas as to what you can do for health insurance if you're out of work. Okay, I will post it on my YouTube channel. In fact, I think I posted it already. But after I post this video, I'll post it tomorrow. Go on my YouTube channel. There'll be a link to a page, and it's got tons of sites on there. The unemployment situation is going to be one of them. It's a federal site, so you can go and check that out. Small business loans. That was supposed to be a really big deal. Big, big, big deal. Huge deal. Tons of money got allocated to that. And the president, for whatever reason, seemed to bounce at least 3 attorneys generals, or not attorneys generals, but oversight people. that are supposed to oversee what happens with that money. All the watchdogs, okay, that the government had in place. They've been in place for years. Well, the inspector generals, okay, my apologies. And they're there, and they've been there for administrations and administrations. So they're not, red or white, blue or red, okay, Democrat or Republican. They're part of the system. They've been there for years. Their job is a nonpartisan job to overview and oversee what happens in their agencies. Well, one of these people was supposed to oversee what happened with the money. Your money as it went out to the businesses. He got bounced. Okay. Who's looking after the money now? Who knows? It's all your money, though. But nobody's looking after it. The big businesses seem to be getting the money. The small businesses where it was intended to go are having a hell of a time trying to get applications together through their banks. Some banks have actually shut down the application process, saying that they're already maxed out on the applications. They can't process them. There's just too many of them. Okay? You still have to keep going, and hopefully you'll be able to get some money for your business to try and keep your payroll in place for the next few months at least. Now, on a personal level, you need to keep your finances. You need to figure that out for at least the next 3 months. This is not going to go away anytime soon. I know the president's talking about opening this up in May 1, and that's lovely, okay, but that's a date on the calendar. Okay. COVID-19 could care less about what the president wants. Could care less about the date on the calendar. It does what it does. It does what it does because when you go outside and you don't wear a mask, it causes problems, and it just travels around. The virus doesn't move by itself. People move the virus. If people don't move, the virus stops moving. Stay at home. Stay at home. That's the only way for this thing to slow down. That's the only reason that it is slowing down. State of Ohio, Republican governor. Okay, you would have never thought. When this started in January, the Republican governor shut things down in that state. He shut them down big time. And lo and behold, okay, that state has probably only around 300 deaths. They did the things that they were needed to do. They shut it down. It was terribly, terribly, terribly unpopular. Everybody thought he was overreacting. He did what he was supposed to do. It was an unpopular thing to do. They had major events planned. He shut it down. He saved tons of people in his state. If you don't need to go out, stay home. Stay at home. Avoid family gatherings. I know it's Easter time, okay? And everybody likes to see the Easter bunny, and you hate to have your Easter disrupted. But you can't have those big family gatherings, okay? You need to rethink your plan A at this point in time, without a doubt in the world. Your plan A got shot to hell. You need to supplement with a plan B, something that you can control. Something that you control. Not an employer, but you. So you control your time, you control your money. Okay. When you do that, when you control your time and your money, you get back in control of your life. It's an amazing thing when you can do that. It's an absolutely amazing thing. But again, it's Easter time coming up. Tomorrow, in fact. And everybody wants to know, what do I do about the Easter egg hunt? What about pictures with the Easter bunny? Well, right now, like I said, the middle class people are amazing folks. They find ways. They find ways. And there was someone driving around in a pickup truck, got somebody dressed up as the Easter bunny in the back, and he's driving around a neighborhood so that kids can still go and take pictures with the Easter bunny. Now, they're at a distance, which is great, but he's trying to maintain some sanity. And he's doing a nice job. And they're having a good time. Okay, it's the responsible way. It's the healthy way to have some routine and still get to enjoy your holiday. Other than that, just go out for just essential items. Okay, try and stay home as much as you can. I know this is dragging on right now, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. Okay, I don't care what the president says. I don't care what the calendar says. It's not getting better anytime soon with this number of deaths that are still occurring. Now, you can't change your behavior. Okay, you shouldn't change your behavior to avoid infection. You change your behavior, okay, because you assume you're already infected and you change it to avoid transmission. Assume you're infected and change your behavior to avoid transmission. It's the responsible thing to do, not only for you, but for the rest of the family. Okay, your neighbors, your relatives, your coworkers. Be responsible. And the nice thing is, most middle-class people that are doing this are terribly, terribly, terribly responsible. They're doing the right things. It's uncomfortable, but they're doing the right things. It's a daily grind to do the right thing. But it's the right thing. And fewer people get sick because the virus just stops moving. Now, be nice. Check on the family and relatives. Okay. The elderly were feeling isolated beforehand. They're really feeling isolated now. Video calls work out fine when you can do them. The nation is coming together in an unbelievable way. You haven't seen this since before 9/11, basically. It's the last time the nation really came together like that. Okay, and there's stories every day about acts of kindness and people delivering meals and groceries, high school and college kids organizing, delivering, picking up and delivering prescriptions to elderly folks. Out in Colorado, interesting state, they're howling at night. They get together, okay, they all open their windows and doors, they howl at the moon. Must have a lot of wolves out there. Places in New York City are singing. Okay, parts of Boston are singing at night. They open the windows and sing. There's one woman in her 90s. It's her birthday. She's in the late 90s. She's sitting on her front yard in a chair, and word got out that it's her birthday. And neighbors, relatives, everybody is driving down the street, honking their horn, waving signs, so that they acknowledge that, you know, she's there. This is what the middle class people do. Okay, they take care of their own. Okay, they really do. Okay, now these are the middle class people that are just normally dismissed as irrelevant peons. Okay, and they're the ones that hold this whole together at the front line. Okay, the nurses. Okay, you dismiss them constantly. Okay, when they're there. Now they're your best friend. The store clerks, you treated them like shit before. They're your best friend right now. Okay, the middle class people have an exceptionally kind heart and a sense of duty. They're doing the things they need to do. You're doing the things that you need to do. Now, there are going to be some bad days because New York is peaking basically this week. It's not a total disaster, but there's still a lot of people dying. New Jersey is expected to have the same thing next week. This will be rolling from state to state. And for those states where the governors and the religious leaders think it's okay to have in-person religious ceremonies, you're going to get a real big surprise. It's just a matter of time. It's totally irresponsible. Okay? You can do whatever you want to do up until the point where you're affecting somebody else and their ability to do what they want to do. So when you have those in-person gatherings, you're putting everybody at risk. Not only the people at the gathering, but then everybody who they meet. Okay, when they go home. Okay, you just expand that thing, and it will never get under control that way. But quite happily, there's only a few governors that are doing that right now. Problem is that the virus doesn't know where the state line is, and it just sort of travels around. Okay. For now, try and maintain some sanity. Okay? Turn the news off. Please turn the news off. There is nothing in the news that's going to make you smile. It's going to get your stomach and turn you in directions that you're not happy with. Okay? Avoid the news. 5-10 minutes a day is all you need. Okay? Respect everybody else's rights to do what they want to do. Hopefully they will respect your rights to do the same. Okay? You're at home for a while now. You got small kids. Okay, Dr. Terry does a reading, her bedtime books with Dr. Terry. She does that at 7:30 or so. I've got links on my YouTube channel for things to do with more adult kids. Okay, Dr. Terry's putting something together for some additional help with kids at home. She'll let you know what that's going to be on Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. Again, the video is going to be posted. This video will be posted on YouTube tomorrow. Like and share it there. feel free to make comments. Email me. If you got questions, any concerns, let me know. I'll address them when we do the little show here. For now, I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. My only purpose here is to help you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. I appreciate you being with me tonight. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow around 7 o'clock. Thank you.